My name is Raz Lahari and this is Excellence. In this video, I'm going to share with you some reading tips. Before you take the tests, read as much as you can in English. Read English literature, English books, English newspaper, articles, and IELTS books, the kind of passages which are given. Similarly, read a variety of topics from a variety of sources. For example, tutorial, you can read lectures, you can read articles, you can read books, you can read books on science, history, some literature, all these sorts of things. So you can read brochures, government reports, scientific research reports, health and safety. You can read newspapers, news, some special interest magazines, information from colleges and universities, and keep a notebook of the words you learn. When you are reading, there are some difficult words, so you can write down those words and try to write these words in a sentence. Try to put these sentences into a paragraph so that you know what is the meaning of this word, what are the meanings of those words, and how to use those words. Uh, Learn words in context, not from a word. Don't be afraid to guess the meanings of the words. Know the types of questions found in on the IELTS. Like question types are yes, no, not given, true, false, no information, matching or giving headings, summary completion, MCQs, short answers. So these questions, you can work on these questions and then make a plan for separate questions. Each question type, you can make a plan and try to solve, and then see which question types are difficult for you and where you are scoring well. The questions that mean you're not scoring well, you can practice those more. Know the type of information asked about on the IELTS. Similarly, know how to make predictions, know how to skim and scan, and how to look quickly for information. Like the best approach is you can do pre-viewing, 2 minutes pre-viewing. You can give 2 minutes to each section or each passage. Read the title, first paragraph, first and last sentence of each paragraph, and last paragraph. Why first paragraph? Because that has the introduction. First paragraph tells us what is the passage about, and first and last sentence of each paragraph because that tells us about the key idea, the main idea of that paragraph, and last paragraph because it has the summary. And similarly, if there's any figure, any diagram, any illustration, you can also underline that too. And then look at the question types and underline the questions, keywords in the questions, locate them in the text. Most of the questions are in linear order or in sequence, but not always. Not always, not all the questions. So you have to be careful because the test questions are set from the whole passage, almost. So you have to be a bit careful and you will have to make a strategy for each question type. During the test, what you are supposed to do during the test, read the title and any headings. First, make predictions about the topic, like anticipate. If the topic is early telecommunication devices, it means early. It will be about radio or telephone or telegraph. Telecommunication means which show things at distance, audios or videos, pictures, and devices mean there are more than one. So it will be about telephone, telegraph, or it will be about more than one telephone. So we can predict. Airports on water, if that is the heading, the title of the passage, it means through land reclamation, airports were built in the sea or in the river. So we can predict, you can predict if it is Bakelite. So it means that we can predict that will be about the product Bakelite, and then physical properties, then chemical properties, and then the process of making. It is about migratory beekeeping. It will be about beekeeping and migration, moving from place to place. So it's quite easy. We can, with a little bit of work, you can predict, you can guess. Look over the questions quickly, make predictions about the content and organization. Read the passage at a normal speed. Don't get stuck on parts, on words you don't understand. When you answer the questions, don't spend too much time on the ones you don't feel sure about. make a guess and go on. The best thing is you can make a time plan, like previewing, you can give 2 minutes to each passage, scanning, you can do 2 minutes to each passage, and then question types, almost there are 40 questions, so you can give 1 minute to one question. And in this way, you'll be left with 5 minutes for 5 to 8 minutes for your transferring the answers. And you can also try to finish the first passage in 17 minutes and second in 20, so that for the third passage, which is a bit difficult, you have 23 minutes for that. So it's up to you. You can make your own time plan, but don't spend too much time on a single question. After you have answered all the questions, you can go back and check the ones you aren't sure about. Spend no more than 20 minutes on each passage or each section. The first section, first passage, you can spend 17 minutes, second 20, and third 23. You will have some extra time for the third one. The last passage is longer and more complex than the first two. So remember to save time for it. Be sure to write your answers on the answer sheet before 60 minutes are up. You will not have extra time. And in reading, there's another problem. In listening, you are given 10 minutes to transfer the answer if you're taking pen and paper based. If you're taking computer based, you are given 2 minutes at the end of each section. And reading, no extra time is given, so you'll have to finish it within the 60 minutes. If the instructions ask you to use no more than 3 words, you will have to follow the instructions. Instructions on the form of the answer. It is not important what is the answer, but the form in which you will have to write the answer, that is all. Similarly, whether you need a general word or a specific word, that is also very important. Learn to understand true, false, no information, matching headings, and yes or not given, or true, false, no information, matching heading, and summary completion, because they are a bit longer and you have to focus more on that. In addition to this, when reading, what you can do, number 1, read every day. Number 2, read the passage and underline the keywords. Number 3, scan the passage, like underline all those, move your eyes on the paper and underline all those things that stand out. Don't read, just scan. And then you can take a passage and improve your speed. Like number 1, read. Number 2, underline the key ideas. Number 3, then you can repeat or reinforce. And then turn to the leaf and write down the paragraph numbers. Like I have read 4 or 5 paragraphs. Now recall to mind and write what is the main idea in each paragraph and what are the sub ideas in each paragraph. Read every day at least 5 or 6 pages. Read newspaper, read books, and after reading, try to make notes what you have read and discuss it with the other people. Similarly, when you're reading, when you learn new words, you can also, and focus on the question types. And the question types which you find difficult, you can discuss and you can practice more so that you can do follow-up work on that. And difficult words, like you improve your vocabulary, and similarly grammatical structures as well, because sometimes when you are reading, you are unable to understand. Tony Buzan, he has a lot of videos, he has books, written books on it as well, because when he was a child, he had problem reading. So now he is helping everybody. And his book, Speed Reading, is available in Pakistan. You can buy that book now. Thanks to internet, everything's available online as well. You can download books from there. And read Tony Buzan, watch his lectures on YouTube. So I hope they will be very helpful to you in reading. So read, observe, think, focus, concentrate, and try to understand and interpret. Focus on the instructions as well. And I wish you best of luck. I hope these tips will be useful for you.